So yeah, hello and welcome to this live stream. So if you like that we talk a little bit about Bitcoin today and maybe some altcoins, please hit the like button. For everybody for every new member maybe on the channel, this is not the member live stream. This is just a public live stream, which I normally don't do, but I'll do it today because of what Bitcoin is doing. First time broken below the previous bull market high, broke below the 200-week moving average and might not get back above it this week. And for these reasons, I do this live stream. So this is not the member live stream. The member live stream will be tomorrow at 5 o'clock UTC. So hope you can all hear me. What I'd like to do is talk a little bit about Bitcoin, talk a little bit about some of the indicators around Bitcoin, and maybe some altcoins. Can't really do more than half an hour. But I know a lot of people have also already asked in the last few days about a live stream, so I thought, come on, it's weekend, got a bit of time between making videos, and I thought, look, we'll just do a live stream and talk a little bit about a few things, talk about my thoughts around Bitcoin, and I try to answer your questions as well, even though in a public live stream it's always very, very difficult because there are many more people like in the member live stream. However, I try to, if you hear the dog in the background, sorry, but no, I try to, I limited also the how often you can send a message to 30 seconds because otherwise it will just get too overwhelming. So we'll have a quick look at Bitcoin, latest movements since the last video, and then I want to cover a few things in the indicators because it is very important, and share a few more of my thoughts, and then we can take a look at some of the altcoins. But again, thanks for all your support, but please hit the like button because this is sort of the way to support this channel, which is amazing. I'll try to grow the channel, of course, and try to bring this message obviously to other people, because I believe there's too much hype in the crypto space, too much fear, too much greed, all sorts of things here, which just isn't, we try to look at this in an objective way, in a logical way, to keep the emotions aside. And I believe that's the best way for your mental well-being, because there are so many channels who hype things and it's always about, the next big thing. And, So let's take a look at Bitcoin. What we talked about is obviously this triangle. It broke to the downside. Don't need to repeat that. We covered it in previous videos. What is interesting though, that obviously it seems to work out, right? So we came down in the wave 1, moved up in the wave 2. It was a small retracement, but still fine. Then we moved down in the wave 3. We hit the target of the wave 3. We even moved a little bit lower than the target, which was here the 1.618 Fib extension. So this is always very important for a wave 3, that it ideally reaches the 1.618 Fibonacci extension, which it did. And when it goes below that, the next main target would be the 200%. And if it reaches that and goes below that, it would be the 2.618. Now it did reach the 200%, as you can see here, bounced off, moved up, and what you would normally expect after a wave 3 is then of course a wave 4 retracement. Now the wave 4 retracement is, you measure that by just calculating the length of the wave 3, which means you go from the high of the wave 2 here, the beginning of the wave 3, to the low of the wave 3 with your retracement tool, and you can see that it reached perfectly, absolutely perfectly, the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level, which is for a wave 4 the ideal, the perfect retracement really. So however, we can't really count 3 waves yet. So what you would normally want in a wave 4 is also, it's a 3-wave structure. So you want to be able to count an A, a B, and a C, which means I find it quite likely that we will go a little bit higher in this wave 4, which would be confirmed above $19,500, and the target would then be 19,743, which is the next ideal target for a wave 4. If it goes above that, it might not be a wave 4 anymore. Yeah, and then we might have much more upside. However, it could also be it just goes down from here. This is not very clear at the moment, but primarily I would say because if we don't see the 3 waves, the 19,743 19,743 would definitely be a realistic target, and from here I would then expect a reversal down, because as you can see here, one more wave is actually missing. I would say one more wave is missing to finish off this overall Bitcoin correction. And my personal view, that is how I see it at the moment, this could really be the last wave down, that 5th wave here, because it is the 5th wave of a 5th wave of a 5th wave, blah blah blah. It really finishes off all of this higher level. Go to the daily chart, it would finish off all of this daily, or the whole correction it could finish off. Now this is not guaranteed, but it is a really high probability. for a few reasons, and I want to talk about that. Leaving all the macroeconomic factors aside, because I don't really want to include them in any TA, I don't do it, and I've been running quite well with it. So this would mean the last wave down. How far would the last wave down go? And before we go to the indicators, I just want to cover that. So one target, and there are a few ways how to measure that. One target for a wave 5 is just the length of the wave 1. Now we can do that, and if we measure the length of the wave 1, it would take us to 18,568. Let me just double check that. Length of the wave 1 to the wave 4 high. Do that again, don't want to make a mistake here. Round about, 18,500. That is the first target, 18,500 for the wave 5. So expect a bounce here for a wave 5. If it goes below that, next target would be 17,888. This is the 1.618 extension. And my view is if we go below that, then the next target is the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level of the entire Bitcoin corrective move, because this is, for such a wave in which we currently are, the higher level wave 2 that you can see here, an ideal level. That is the 16.9k level, 78.6. If we go below that, I don't find that very likely, okay? I don't find it very likely for a few reasons, and we'll get to them now. So, few things here to say. I think we are close to completing this correction. But it could be, again, one more drop. And maybe we crash below the 16,900, but it might only be a very brief drop below that, okay? And then it might just stay there for a few hours, and if you then see a very strong reaction back above the 78.6, such like a V-shaped recovery, I would be very, very convinced that that might have been the low, depending on the structure then, and we will have to look at the wave structure then. But for me now, this is really looking like the last wave down. Now, I'm not trying to call the low here. I will never call the low before the move has happened, because what belongs to calling the low is to find out how do we actually move out of this? What is the reaction of the price to a certain price point? For example, here, the $18,500 level. If it is bullish, that means we see a strong move up, we cut through certain resistance levels, and we see a 5-wave impulse to the upside, then there's a good chance that was it. But if we only see a 3-wave move up, which will be of corrective nature, it could really be that we will have another 5-wave move down. So don't be surprised if we go down here, see a reaction, but it will be it will just be like an ABC up, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, sorry, there will be another 5-wave move down. This is impossible to forecast at the moment. So, however, there are certain hints that we have, obviously, like the 78.6% fib level at $16,900, but also very important, a few other factors which I want to talk about. Fear and greed index 6. It's not the all-time low. It was lower before. It was at 5. So but we are really nearly there. And I think that was here. Just check that. Can I zoom in? No, I think I can't. Back in August 2019, that was 5. Here it is, 5, which is really low. So I think that was the all-time low. And we are now at 6, so we are really low. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean we need to go up tomorrow, but it indicates a trend reversal, because this is the place where normally sentiment starts to shift. So this is fear and greed index, and also a few other things that are really important to point out. Here are some of the charts from lookintobitcoin.com, which I find so important. So again, rainbow chart. I've never really talked about the rainbow chart, but it is so important as well, because it covers that logarithmic growth curve. So here, you can see that this is sort of a log scale chart, okay? And then they have categorized different phases of market sentiment into different colors. And I find that so important, because with the Elliott Wave method, you're also capturing market sentiment, really. And when you're pretty much finished with your 5-wave move, that is normally when sentiment shifts again. And that is also indicated on this chart. So you can see here from the whole history of Bitcoin, different phases. Down here, for example, when you're in the red phase, then it's actually time for selling. That is here maximum bubble territory, sell, seriously sell. FOMO intensifies and so on. Yeah. But when you're down here where we currently are, I mean, long term, if you look at that, all you needed to do is to look at the colors. So if you bought in the, let's say, the green territory and you just sold in red without looking at anything else, you would have made a fortune. Same now, we are nearly there. We are nearly in the last color thingy here, in the last category, which would be fire sale. At the moment, we are still in buy. Yeah, and I zoom in a little bit more. It could mean with today's move, we actually broke. It might not have been updated yet. I think with today's move, we might have gone into fire sale territory. And again, it doesn't mean it moves back tomorrow, but it means we are seriously in very, very low territory and actually in a buying area. But don't expect it to move up immediately, because we were here throughout 2016. We were very long in the fire sale territory. Here, COVID, yeah, you can see that we were actually very, very low in that blue area, very low, but only for a short period. What is a really good indicator is if we go into it and then move out of it again, in my opinion, yeah. So, but it is fire sale. It means that the value compared to what it should be is really, really low, and it indicates a reversal soon. Now, what else do we have here? The logarithmic growth curve as well, which we talked about in member live streams before. Here as well, only very, very briefly in the past, Bitcoin dropped out of the lower band. We've done that again here, and we are seriously very, very low compared to where the band actually the lower band is. It's at 35k at the moment, and we are below 20k. So again here, compared to where we were in the past, let me just go into it again. We are really, really, you could call it oversold. Yeah, and the only time I see on this chart where we actually seriously dropped below that level was again when COVID hit, which was here, and we bounced back in fairly quickly. You can see it looks actually quite similar at the moment. Let me just reset that. Reset, double click. It doesn't reset. Okay, no, let's have a look here. It looks very similar. Could really go up soon. Yeah, but again, as long as we don't see the trend reversal, it could still go further down. But I just want to indicate on this live stream that we are really, really in interesting territory, especially long term. But as long as we don't see the confirmation of the price to go up, we can't really call the low. Yeah, as long as I don't have evidence, I will not call the low. And one more indicator I wanted to cover, and then we can take maybe a look at ETH and some other altcoins, is which one was it? Here's a 2-year MA multiplier. Again here, and I don't want to explain them all, but this is basically a 2-year moving average here in green. Whenever we were below the 2-year moving average, again, buying time, yeah, based on this indicator. Here, no financial advice. Also, they say the indicator is no financial advice, but we have come here also in that area again, below the 2-year moving average, yeah. Again, what is so important about this is though that we've actually stayed always quite a while below that level, with the exception of when COVID hit. So it normally took a while, took a few months maybe, that we were below that level, which is actually good for anybody who wants to accumulate. Isn't that what we want? It's so paradox. In financial markets, people always want higher prices, but when you go into the supermarket, you want cheap prices. But here it's for some reason, it's the opposite in financial markets, even though you should think like that. The longer it stays at this price level, the better. But I know how it is, it's always difficult. But yeah, we've come below this band. And again here, when you bought below the band, below the green band, and then you sold when it peaked above the red band, you've made a fortune. You would have. Yeah, so we've dropped significantly below that lower band. That was at 20k, it was at 36k, yeah? And we're now again at just below 20. So again here, all these indicators, they really point towards a possible reversal soon. And especially the fear and greed index, which is so low. And what is so interesting as well is that where do I find those indicate Bitcoin wallet sizes? Let's take a look. Where are we here? Addresses with over 100 Bitcoin. They are not really selling. Yeah, they are just, who's selling at the moment? Selling people who've been holding Bitcoin for less than a year. They are now selling at a loss. that is what brings the price down. Actually, the whales, they are holding, yeah, and some of them even accumulating. And that was just sort of an overview of Bitcoin here. And maybe in this live stream we see the price crash. I don't know, but maybe this wave 4 is peaked and we are going to see here the wave 4 go down into the wave 5 actually. Yeah. Yeah, let's take have a quick look through the chat. But really, I actually wanted to do this only like half an hour, 15 minutes already gone. And you know, on this channel, I don't try to sell you anything. There's no Bybit links or anything. But yeah, please hit the like button, because you know I'm not trying to sell you any sort of leveraged thingies. Let me just check if there were any. Again, I can't answer all the questions unfortunately in this live stream, because it's just really want to update you, really share my thoughts, because there's so many questions. A lot of people wanted me to have a look at Solana, but I think I covered Solana earlier in the video. There's not much change at the moment. Let's have a quick look, because that's what the live stream is for. Okay, so it is also starting to go up here. So the only way you can make this work now, yeah. Obviously, we've moved up in this wave 4 in pink. Yeah, we've come down in what I believe is already the wave 1. We've moved up in a wave 2. We're moving now down in a wave 3. Now, this cannot be a wave 3 anymore, because we have come up too much into the, or at least the wave 3 isn't finished yet, because you know you can't count it like that. First of all, the wave 3 wasn't long enough. Wave 4 is also going too high. Okay, it cannot cut really into the price range of the wave 1. So it must be something different. It could now be a wave 1, 2, 1, 2, which points towards an extended wave 3, that you have a wave 1, 2 and another 1, 2, which would then again, both of these require a wave 3 and a wave 4. So it will just mean, it really is interesting what's going to happen here now, because all these altcoins, they've actually been holding really well compared to Bitcoin. This is interesting what's going to happen now in the next few days. But as long as we are below this ascending trend line, I think we could certainly see this as resistance at around $31.60. And that is interesting then how the market is going to react to it. So talking about a possible breakout for Solana, which honestly at the moment is at any time possible. Therefore, we all need to be on high alert here. But as long as we are below this descending trend line, yeah, I can't talk about a breakout. This would be definitely something like a sentiment shift if we break above the descending trend line here of this channel in which Solana is. Even better would be a price move above 41.96, and even better confirmation would be above 48.41. But then you're already talking about, from where we now are, something like a 60% increase. Yeah, which you will, you know, when this correction is really over, you're gonna see 10-20% a day for some of these coins. So don't be surprised when that happens, because I'm not chasing the lowest low. I can tell you that I'm not chasing the low for none of these coins. I'm not. I bought Bitcoin here a few days ago for 20.5K. I bought ETH for I think 1,050. I made the channel members aware, because I'm not. You cannot time the market in that way. It won't work, because if you try to buy at the lowest point, you either need to be lucky, or lucky, you know, because you can really only confirm that the low is in afterwards. There are price targets we can define, but we cannot say in advance that this is already then the end. We need to see how the price is reacting to a certain price target to come to the next possible conclusions and make assumptions. But again, for that, we need to see the reaction of the price. Like here, yeah, you know, by all means, this could have been the low, but I don't think so. But even if it was, I would want to see significant price action above this descending channel to call the low, which doesn't mean I wouldn't buy already, because prices have come down like 85 to 90%, for some coins even more. Now, if it really goes towards the 95%, I'm really doubting that the coin might ever recover in a significant way, but you know, Solana isn't there. Solana isn't at risk at the moment, absolutely not. But yeah, here there are a few possibilities. Again, I don't think the low is in yet, but it's certainly interesting what the price is doing, because it's coming up quite a lot. I'll think about this afternoon if there's another way of counting this, but for now, it's also not making a higher high. Yeah, we've made a lower low compared to the previous one. And if we now make a lower high also here, it's probably going to turn to the downside. The other thing where I think there will be a swift recovery, you know, again, another dip expected, but then swift recovery, I think, because everybody's expecting now like the 10K. Everybody started to call the 10K below 30K. When we dropped below 30K for Bitcoin, a lot of people were like, okay, we're now going to go to 10, 15K. Now again, it's a bit like what we had back in November, October. Everybody's like 100K Bitcoin or more. This is when everybody's expecting it. It's normally not happening. Yeah, so be aware of that. ETH, let's have a look at ETH. ETH obviously 3 digits. Yeah, talked about the risk that we will get to a 3-digit Ethereum when we dropped below $1,700. That was key support, absolute key support. And again here as well, broke out of the triangle to the downside. Made that video this morning when we were in the apex. I was thinking to myself, wow, this is going to be interesting, because you saw it was squeezed that much. I mean, it couldn't just have moved on. It was squeezed that much. Therefore, I posted on Twitter this morning, it will be an interesting weekend. A move is imminent. Now, you never know in which direction, but the primary expectation was down. Trend continuation pattern, and the Elliott Wave count was also suggesting a move down. The market was even that weak that it didn't even reach the Wave 2 target area up here. So I'm going to take that out now. It just shows the weakness in the chart, you know, in the market. So this was then probably the Wave 2 high, or if it was a triangle, probably back here. And then we started to move down in the 1, 2, 3, 4, and also here we would expect the Wave 5 down. Yeah, for that. And again, target here for, we can just use the triangle height, for example. Target is, if we add it to the breakout point for all of that, around about $836, yeah, roughly. Don't take these for granted, but again, is one way of measuring it and giving us an idea. Now, in contrast to Bitcoin, Ethereum has already dropped below that 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level. That was the 1075 level here. We've dropped below that. Next Fib level is $617. Now, I don't see us get there. Well, it is possible, yeah, but again, I think there's significant support before that, and this again only in significant or in critical circumstances, or maybe just a very fast wick, you know, going down and recovering quickly. But the 88.7, that should be it. That is my worst case. One more thing I wanted to show you for Bitcoin, very important as well. Actually, two things. One is if we add the VPVR, so like the historical volume onto the chart, and just need to zoom into the right level here. So you can see this red line here, which is a volume spike. So support, massive support in this area, around $19,000. So throughout the whole 20 to 28.6K area, there wasn't really much. There was a bit of a support zone here around 23.4. But if you go, then there was a black hole, and then here below 20K, it started again at like 19.5K, and it goes down all the way to around about 17K. So there is massive support in that area. It's a good chance for the price here to reverse to the upside. But again, we need to wait for confirmation to really call the low here. And this sort of is it. So I'll have a quick look at any of your questions. But again, I didn't want to make it much longer than half an hour, unfortunately, because it's been a few busy days anyway, a few busy weeks. Solana, yes. Can Solana drop to $25? So in my primary expectation, yes. I still think we will have another lower low for Solana as well, and actually for most altcoins as well. One reason of why a lot of the altcoins didn't drop that much, I think because they already, and that is exactly what we talked about, I think last week, couple of weeks ago, where the altcoins crashed so much and Bitcoin didn't. Now we talked about that the altcoins might already preempting what Bitcoin is going to do in the next couple of weeks, and there you go. The altcoins not dropping, but Bitcoin dropping. So the altcoins are dropping, but not that significantly. You know, ADA is still at 46 cents, for example. So it's very, very interesting. 19,128. So what was the absolute low? Let's have a look. So yeah, and again, if you enjoy the live stream, then please hit the like button. It's really a lot of work here I put into the channel as well. So here it was actually below 19k, right? 18,750. Wow. So you can see it's already turning down here, but it's weekend, so little volume generally. But this was clearly one big move, obviously, maybe triggered by someone who wanted to manipulate the market down a little bit, and all it needs is one of these moves, and it can push the market into one scenario. Yeah. Need a coffee, one sec. And again, just seeing, so Daniel, thank you. A few other people signed up for channel memberships during this live stream. Who might? Thanks a lot. That's really kind of you, because honestly, channel memberships, they don't cost a lot, but I think only positive feedback. So if you're interested at all in join the Discord, Telegram, feel free to do it. You can only try it for a week, for a month, I mean. And if you don't like it, then you can always cancel. But all right, there's a lot going on. Let's take a look maybe at CoinMarketCap. Let's have a quick look of what the coins in general are doing at the moment. But I wouldn't have expected the weekend to start like that. I mean, last weekend we had already that significant move down. For some reason, at the moment, these moves happen on the weekend. It is quite funny though, and quite interesting though, because normally Saturday, Sundays have been quite quiet. Yeah, and then we've seen usually towards the end of Sunday, towards the weekly candle close, we've seen quite a bit of volatility, quite a bit of movement. Now, okay, that is sort of now happening on the weekend, which makes it interesting, right? So yeah, you can see very clearly here, Bitcoin -7. You can see sort of the higher market cap cryptos, BNB, going down quite significantly, whereas the other ones, okay, they are going down as well. But I think what it is, they recovered much more in the last few days. So it doesn't really, they are not necessarily make new swing lows at the moment, whereas Bitcoin obviously did today. Any significant moves here? No, they're all sort of around the -4 to -10%. Theta Fuel going up, but not really too interested in that, because I think it doesn't have any limit cap. Yeah. By the way, I'm thinking about maybe in the future trying to stream on Theta as well, maybe once a week or so. I want to try that first. Might be interesting. You can gain Theta Fuel, I think, when watching. That might be interesting. And besides that, honestly, it's been half an hour. I will publish more videos today anyway, but I don't really necessarily want to drag on that live stream for much longer, because in the end, I'm just going to have a look through the different coins. And again, it's so many questions, I can't cover them all. How about DOT? Polkadot, I will. Let's have a look at Polkadot. Come on, let's just do it while we're here. Just need to find the right chart that I used. Which one did I use? Bitfinex, I think. Yeah. So again here, yeah, so Polkadot came down in this 5-wave move. We could count 5 waves complete, but if we want to align it with the other coins, so we can count it like that. We can also count Bitcoin as 5 waves complete, but to align it with Bitcoin, it makes it, there's two possibilities. But then again, I'm looking at the chart and think, right, was this really 5 waves down? Because I can't count 5 waves up. So I can only count 3 waves up, which indicates, all right, those 5 weren't complete, indeed, yeah. So it makes it likely this was the wave 4, corrective move up, which also exactly came to the high or to the low of the wave 1. Had it gone any higher, it would have invalidated wave 1 or this whole down move, but it didn't. Yeah, it did adhere to the Elliott Wave rules, because the wave 4 can't really easily cut into wave 1. So that could have been quite a large wave 4 though, and then wave 5 might still be on the way. Yeah, and this could have been again wave 1 down, wave 2 waiting for more downside potential. But yeah, these altcoins are holding really well. When Bitcoin is making that lower low, altcoins are holding. Looking at the indicators, I think they are fairly oversold anyway. All of them are. So downside potential generally for them is limited. Looking at DOT as well, still in this target area I defined back in November. Again, between that $6 level, I believe it was, or $5.60, and here $11 or something it was. Again, between these two Fib levels, between the 88.7% Fibonacci retracement level and the 78.6. And that is the area where already in November, December, I expected the correction to finish for Polkadot. So it will be very interesting if Polkadot listens and will actually really finish off the correction in this area. Key support here for Polkadot is that $5.60 level. That is the 88.7% Fib level. If it drops below that a brief moment, not a problem, but it would be awesome to just turn around from here. Yeah, so again, what we need for confirmation is just a 5-wave move up, an impulsive move up. That is what we want to see. 5-wave move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Mix, thanks a lot. Honestly, I've seen a few Mix. Oh, I just missed that. James, Tribal, NC Gaming. Thanks so much. That it helps, and it's a lot of work I put in here. So thanks, highly appreciated. Yeah, no problem, Tribal. That's fine. Where could ETH go? All right, for James, we do that. Have a look at ETH. We looked at ETH, didn't we? But let's take a look. So obviously below $1,000 again, 999. What a number. Yeah, ETH would be, we can calculate the length. There's a few targets we can calculate here. Yeah, so we can calculate the length of the wave 1 and add it to the high of the wave 4. That would be one price target for that last wave down. That's 879. So keep that level in mind. 879 is the first target for the wave 5. One more way of calculating this might be to take the, just don't want to delete the wrong stuff here. So 879 would be the first possible reversal point. Then we can also take just the height of the triangle here. This was a triangle pattern, and we can take the widest point of the triangle and add it to the breakout point to get another target. Where does that go? No, I actually need to add it to the lowest point of the triangle. So that would be 771. Yeah, so 879, 771 key targets. And if even we break below that, then it would be the 88.7% Fib level, and that is actually at 618. So we've got 3 targets here. I can't tell you which one the price will adhere to, unfortunately, but as long as we keep an eye on all of them and we see how the price is reacting to them, if you see a strong bounce from one of these levels, that could have been the low. And then obviously when it reverses, yeah, the potential for ETH in the next bull run. I mean, we're talking here about, I think, we're talking about, even for ETH, yeah, we talk about now something like here, there it is actually the extensions. I still have them on the chart. The 1.618 extension, that would be, here we've made the wave 1. This is currently wave 2. The wave 3 to the upside based on the Elliott Wave method. We need to make an all-time high for that. Yeah, otherwise it could just be a corrective wave up. We need to be aware of that. But if we make a new all-time high in the next bull run, the wave 3 should take us to at least $8,700. So I wouldn't be surprised to even go a bit higher than that. So possibly the 200% extension here, just above 10,000. So yeah, be aware of that. So there is a 10x now from the current price levels. Definitely, realistically, no hype. Yeah, no, honestly, absolute, just adhering to the Elliott Wave rules. The 1.618 extension for a wave 3, that's the target for in the next bull run for an all-time high target for Ethereum above 8,739. Okay. So Mix, Ben, just want to say thank you so much. Yeah, no problem. It's a great community. So honestly, one of the calmest and most positive communities, honestly. In the past, I've been part of so many other crypto communities as well. It's usually, hype. Someone wants to sell you something. Selling is not bad, but it's always like those Bybit links and pushing people into leverage trades. People who have no clue about it, and it's just difficult. TMC Bree, thanks so much for your support. Joao, Enjin coin. Yeah, we can have a quick look at Enjin, but I think after that I'll probably close this live stream because we've been like 40 minutes now. Again, Enjin here as well. Looked at it, similar wave pattern. Enjin, by the way, made a lower low, yeah, compared here to the 12th of May. Oh no, they all did that, didn't they? No, ADA didn't. And also here, yeah, if we go to the 1 hour chart, similar wave pattern. It even made a lower low compared to the one from the 13th of June. That is what Bitcoin hasn't done. No, Bitcoin has done that, but who hasn't done it? See, I get mixed up now these days. No, but if we count it like that, you can now count here for Enjin. Yeah, exactly. Bitcoin hasn't done it because for Bitcoin, we're still waiting for that fifth wave to play out, isn't it? Here, fifth wave could be technically complete. Yeah, you can count 5 waves now. Absolutely. That is a new low. And here we need to be, again, high alert. Low could already be in, but it's stupid to say that without having the evidence. You know, what you're looking for now, and realistically, is probably not yet in, because on this move down, we can only count 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so there's more. There's probably more to come on the way down here for Enjin. Absolutely. Yeah, and if we again looking at possible target, taking the length of the wave 1. Adding it to the wave 4, and here it is normally again the 100% extension of the wave 1, but that would be too high because we've gone below that. Now we've already hit here the 1.618. Again, we've hit that. I can only count 3 waves, so next logical target would be the 200%, which is at 37.8, or 33.9, that is the 2.618. So again, here also 2 target levels for Enjin coin. Okay, and then I think that's it. Yeah, Ben, do you know CoinsKid? No, Charlie, I don't know Coin. Well, I know CoinsKid, but I don't know him. If that makes sense. Okay. All right, brothers. I now have to do Dogecoin as well. All right, let's have a quick look. Doge. Let's take a look. Which chart did I use? That's the question now. Cause I looked at Dogecoin the last few days, but I can't remember which chart I used. I think did I use that one? Let me find Binance. Yeah, no, I did use that one. Also here, talked to someone booked a Zoom call with me a few days ago and asked me to look into Dogecoin, and we talked about Dogecoin and said, yes, wave 4 probably complete up here, similar to the other coins as well, triangle pattern. But wave 5 still to come, and it came. Yeah, we moved down lower as well, and also here, very, very similar to Bitcoin. Let's just compare it to Bitcoin once more. Bitcoin chart. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Waiting for the 5th wave down. And Doge. Yeah, also here. You can count after the wave E high, which was here, that's the triangle high, 1, 2, wave 3 down, wave 4 up, wave 5 down, should make a lower low, then ideally then 5 should actually go below 5% ideally. Now, if it doesn't, no, it has to. Yeah, it has to. You know, well, the question is, you know, we can count this, all right, 1, 2. If that was the wave 3 here, then we can count this as wave 4 and that wave 5. This would have been, and we've seen that now. No, here this is the wave 3 low, and then A, B, C up, and then again, what can we count? 1, 2. There's more coming. There should be more coming. So it also hasn't really dropped below the low of the wave 3. So also that would not indicate that wave 5 is complete here. Would be waiting actually. Personally, I think we will see here still a move below 5 cents for Dogecoin. But you know, from here again, I wouldn't try to catch the lowest point. I can't remember how or why, but apparently in the past I calculated here a target of 3.8 cents for Dogecoin. I would be able to tell you now why that was. Oh, what did I do? I guess we looked at previous support. So here we had, it's more around the 4 cent range, isn't it? So where we currently are, you can see that area here back in February 21. There's just historical significant area of support. So that is where we currently are, going all the way down to around about 4 cents. So if it goes below that, there isn't much more in terms of support. So it really needs to hold the 4 cent level. I thought they're gonna send something into the, don't they send this, isn't Elon sending this rocket up in August that's sort of paid with Dogecoin or something? I heard about it, I haven't really followed it up. That might be a bit of a hype thing that could come. Okay. Just see Mr. Windmill's question. So you're a silver member, you want to buy the trading video course. You get the 15% off, just buy it. Yeah, you'll be refunded 15% straight away. So don't worry about that. Thanks for that. Someone asked for a Monero video. I will publish a Monero video today because someone bought a TA from me, and I will publish that on YouTube for everybody. So there will be a Monero update coming out soon today. So I'm not gonna look at this here now. But yeah, guys, it's already been 45 minutes. Honestly, I could probably do this all day, but no, I'm gonna close the live stream. I'm sorry about that, because I need to do something here at home. But yeah, thanks all for tuning in. There will be more video updates coming out, and I've seen someone asking for VeChain, so I'll try to push out a VeChain update today as well. So thanks all for tuning in. It's been 45 minutes. I hope that cleared my perspective up. It was great again, and I think we haven't done this the last time. So again, thanks all for your support. Anyway, see you in the next videos. See you on Telegram, Discord, and so on. And have a great Saturday. Thank you. Bye bye.